Looking for powerful Catholic pilgrimage sites in the U.S.? You don't need to travel overseas to find the sacred. Across America, there are shrines born from miracles, prayers, and moments of deep faith. These aren't just landmarks, they're places where grace feels alive. In this video, I'll share the top 5 Catholic pilgrimage sites in the USA, where countless people have found hope, healing, and God's presence. If faith-filled journeys inspire you, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's next. Number 5. In the quiet town of West Bend, Iowa, stands something truly extraordinary, the Grotto of the Redemption. Covering an entire city block, this shrine is made up of 9 interconnected grottos, each one bringing to life powerful moments from the story of Jesus Christ. But what makes it even more breathtaking is the way it's built. Crystals, fossils, petrified wood, semi-precious stones, and rare minerals cover every wall and arch, creating not only the largest man-made grotto in the world but also one of the richest geological displays found in a single place. Its worth is estimated at over $4 million, yet its true value is far deeper, spiritual, cultural, and emotional. The grotto began as the vision of Father Paul Dauberstein, a German-born priest who, after recovering from a deadly illness, made a vow to honor the Virgin Mary. In 1912, he laid the first stones, and for more than 40 years, he poured his life into the work. Today, pilgrims and visitors alike leave inspired, amazed by this living story in stone. Number 4. In the quiet town of Cullman, Alabama, tucked within the peaceful grounds of St. Bernard Abbey, you'll find a hidden treasure of Catholic devotion, the Ave Maria Grotto. What makes it so unique is its setting. Built inside a reclaimed 4-acre rock quarry, the grotto feels like stepping into a miniature world of faith and history, a sacred park unlike any other in America. Along a winding hillside path shaded by trees, visitors discover 125 handmade replicas of some of the most famous churches, shrines, and holy sites in the world. Each tiny structure tells its own story, but together they form a remarkable journey of faith on a small scale. The entire collection was created by just one man, Brother Joseph Zoettel, a Benedictine monk of St. Bernard Abbey. Born in Bavaria in 1878, Brother Joseph immigrated to America and joined the monastery. A quiet, humble man, he worked long hours at the Abbey's power plant. But in his free time, he poured his creativity into building miniature shrines. What began as a hobby soon became his life's mission. For nearly 50 years, he worked mostly alone, using discarded bricks, seashells, bits of glass, broken tiles, even cold cream jars, to craft sacred replicas. He never traveled to see the original sites. Instead, he relied on photos, postcards, and imagination. The results are astonishing: tiny versions of St. Peter's Basilica, Monte Cassino Abbey, the Sanctuary of Our Lady of Lourdes, and biblical scenes from Bethlehem to Calvary. The Ave Maria Grotto isn't about grandeur. It's about faith made visible through patience, humility, and devotion. Today, pilgrims and visitors walk its paths, leaving touched by the quiet beauty of a monk's lifelong offering. Number 3. Hidden in the Troy Hill neighborhood of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, stands St. Anthony Chapel. From the outside, it looks like a small, modest Catholic church. But once you step inside, you enter one of the most remarkable sacred spaces in America. Here lies the largest collection of Catholic relics outside the Vatican, more than 5,000 in total, preserved with care for nearly 150 years. The story began in 1880 with Father Soetbert Mollinger, a Belgian-born priest who was both a doctor and a clergyman. Compassionate toward the sick and deeply devoted to the saints, he poured much of his personal wealth into building this chapel. His dream was not grandeur, but a home for the relics he gathered during his travels through Europe and his connections with religious communities. Inside, relics rest in hand-carved walnut reliquaries, displayed on ornate altars and side chapels. Some are tiny fragments, others striking in size, yet all carry immense spiritual weight. For more than a century, St. Anthony Chapel has drawn pilgrims, seekers, and the curious. In its quiet reverence, it stands as a powerful witness to faith, sacrifice, and devotion, one relic at a time. Number 2. In the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in northern New Mexico lies a place unlike any other in the United States, the Santuario de Chimayo. At first glance, it looks like a humble adobe chapel, modest and quiet. But step closer, and you'll see why over 300,000 pilgrims come here every year. People travel from across the country, even from other nations, drawn by stories of healing, hope, and grace. Long before the chapel was built in 1813, the land itself was considered sacred. Local communities are said to have gathered here for prayer and reflection long before the Spanish colonists arrived. Over time, the place became known not just for faith, but for miracles. What makes Chamayo especially unique isn't only the crucifix, it's the earth itself. From a small pit inside the chapel, called El Pocito, pilgrims take handfuls of dirt believed to hold healing power. Some rub it on their bodies, some mix it with water, and others keep it as a sacred reminder. While the Catholic Church doesn't officially call the dirt miraculous, it respects the deep devotion of those who believe. The walls of the chapel tell their own story. Crutches, photographs, handwritten notes, and tokens of gratitude cover the space, evidence left behind by people who claim to have been healed or whose prayers were answered. It is a living testimony, written not in words alone, but in lives transformed. Every Holy Week, tens of thousands of pilgrims journey to Chamayo, many walking long distances to reach the shrine. Some come seeking help, others to give thanks, and many return year after year. Chamayo does not overwhelm with grandeur. Instead, it offers something quieter, something deeper, a space where faith and tradition still breathe, and where the prayers of generations seem to linger in the very soil. Number 1. In the gentle farmland of Champion, Wisconsin, far from the grand cathedrals of Europe or the towering basilicas of Rome, stands a humble yet extraordinary place, the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion. It may look modest, but its significance is unmatched. This is the only Marian apparition site in the United States formally approved by the Catholic Church. The story began in October 1859, when a young Belgian immigrant named Adele Bries was walking through the woods near her home. There, between a maple and a hemlock tree, she saw a radiant woman clothed in white, with a golden sash and a crown of stars, surrounded by light. The vision appeared to her 3 times. On the final encounter, Adele asked who she was. The woman replied, "I am the Queen of Heaven who prays for the conversion of sinners. I want you to do the same. Gather the children and teach them their faith." That moment changed Adele's life forever. With no money, no organization, and no real support, she accepted the mission. She walked door to door across the Wisconsin frontier, teaching catechism, preparing children for the sacraments, and encouraging families in their struggles. Over time, her work grew into a school and a community dedicated to education, prayer, and service. For more than 150 years, pilgrims visited quietly, drawn by stories of healing and hope. In 2010, Bishop David Ricken declared the apparitions worthy of belief, the first and only U.S. Marian apparition to receive official approval. Soon after, the site was named a national shrine. Today, pilgrims still come to pray, to leave handwritten notes, or to walk the rosary path in silence. The shrine is not about grandeur, it is about grace. Through Adele's humble yes, a message endures: pray, teach, and stay faithful.